So this month, we've been exploring the concept of cause and effect, which is the fundamental basis for the teachings in religious science. And each week, we're reflecting upon a state of consciousness that can be the invisible cause to bring about the visible effect we desire for ourselves and for our world. Remembering that life does not happen to us, it happens through us. As I stated before, I believe that consciousness is a combination of our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, known and unknown, attitudes, known and unknown, values, known and unknown, and actions. The three states of consciousness and the desired results we have explored up to this point are pathway to power, surrendering to soar, and feeling into fulfillment. So those are all up on our website if you missed any of those and you want to listen to what came before. And that leaves us with just 2 more to explore this month, because we have 5 Sundays this month. The remaining states of consciousness that we will explore this week and next are blessing and trust. So next week will be trust, but this week is blessing. Blessed to become. I once read a book filled with advice on giving good sermons. You'd never know it, right? But one of the points that it said, that it pointed out was, a really good sermon is similar to a really good sandwich in that it has 2 ends, a rich and robust bread and lots of juicy, succulent meat or ripe, healthy vegetables in the middle. However, unlike a really good sandwich, the 2 ends of a really good sermon should be as close together as possible. And I certainly do not always follow that course, but this week I'm going to do that because we have another little thing that we're going to do. I plan to make the talk juicy and ripe in the middle with the ends pretty darn close together because we have something very sacred to do together today, which is our traditional Palm Sunday rose blessing ceremony, and I hope you'll all join me in that. I want my brief talk today to prepare the way for our blessing ceremony. Preparing the way, of course, is significant today, Palm Sunday, as it was Palm Sunday that prepared the way for Easter. It was the events on that day that prepared the way for the resurrection. So this morning, I'm going to prepare the way for our resurrection of consciousness, our expansion of life, our forward movement into the greater degree of livingness with a few words about blessing to become. Blessing, which is our invisible cause of or state of consciousness, to become, which is the visible manifestation in the world. Blessing to become. What does that mean, really? Here's a statement to think about. Each of us is in the process of becoming that which we already are. Although this statement may seem paradoxical, it contains a deep spiritual truth. What are we really? Spiritually, we are expressions of God. What does that mean? Made in the image and likeness of God. What does that mean? What does it mean to be made in the image and likeness of God?
God's stuff.
I don't think it means physically, the physical aspect of God. So we have His form, He has ours. I think it's spiritually.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any ideas? What does it mean to be made in the image and likeness of Spirit? What about the qualities of God? Do we have those? I think that's what we're talking about here. We are love. We are peace. We are joy. We are wholeness. We are abundance. We are dynamic, radiant vitality. We are and can express all of the qualities of God if we could ever name them all, which, of course, God is infinite, so we can only define in our own limited vocabulary. But do we always express these things? Of course not. We often express frustration and anger and worry and resentment and fear and judgment and pettiness and blame and on and on and on. It's so easy to get off on the wrong track, isn't it? I suggest to you this morning that the very act of blessing that which you believe has caused you frustration, that about which you are angry, that which you over which you worry or that you fear or resent, that which you judge or blame, for that which you have petty feelings, the very act of blessing these outer things calls forth from you those inner spiritual truths. Suzanne has a story about blessing someone, which we've shared often. When we bless a thing, a person, an event, a circumstance, particularly those things, events, persons, or circumstances, which are not showing up in the world like we think they should, we call forth from within us love and peace and joy and abundance and wholeness and dynamic, radiant vitality that we already are. Good morning. So, as we bless, particularly when we bless the difficult things, we become. Okay? And we know with the law of attraction that when we become that which we are blessing, it attracts, it brings us to a higher vibrational level and attracts the good back to us. I want to be really clear here. It does not call us to a deeper level of love, peace, wholeness when we bless others in situations that we are happy with already. I'm not saying not to do that. Yes, do that, absolutely. But I'm saying it's not enough. If we want to become that which we are meant to be, that which we already are, we must bless it all. The neat and the messy, the bad and the ugly, the good, the unkind. Perhaps your forgiveness has nothing to do with this center, but there may be a wound from a past religious experience that you may have had that needs to be healed. New Thought leader Emmett Fox once wrote in his discussion of the Lord's Prayer, "If our prayers are not being answered, check to see what needs to be forgiven." Remember, here's how you know if you have completely forgiven. The situation, the person, the event, the experience can pass through your mind unharmed. And as I've already said, I believe there's no higher form of forgiveness than to bless. What better way to heal than to bless? And that is what we're going to do today as part of our rose blessing ceremony, and we're going to do that in just a few minutes. But for now, I want you to check into your heart. Are there any situations, persons, events, experiences that can't pass through your mind unharmed?
Do you want me to explode?
Well, okay. No, not really.
Sit next to me.
So you say one? No, I'm kidding.
Well, is there something that just comes to mind? Maybe one forefront that has a little trouble getting through your mind unharmed. In this and the next few moments, make a conscious decision to forgive and to bless that situation, that person, that situation, or that experience. Yes, forgiveness is a choice. It is a conscious decision. And it's our ego that's going to tell us, no, we can't. Because if you do, then you're giving up a part of yourself. If we do, then it's going to take something from you. If we do, our ego is arguing with us continually. And if we just tell our egos to hush and let it be and keep our focus on blessing, what happens is as the ego diminishes and all of those things that we thought we were going to lose by blessing are replaced with all of those qualities of spirit: love, joy, peace. The daily devotional in the Science of Mind magazine for Thursday, March 19th, this was 2008, from Reverend Dr. Linda McNamara read, "We are designed to learn from unforeseen circumstances, but we must do the work in consciousness. That work does not require effort, just clear intention, release, and sometimes forgiveness. We are not defined by our previous experiences or by our current circumstances. We are defined by what is within us. We are defined by what is within us. We bring that forth by blessing, which we're going to do in just a moment. But for now, take a moment to think about who and what you can bless this morning. Just take a minute to do that. So we're going to move on to our rose blessing ceremony, and the rose blessing symbolizes our recognition that the human is immersed in the divine, that we are all truly one in God, and that we live in the all-embracing circle of divine love. We recognize today that each of you comes forth from God, and that each of you is a divine creation, and that this wholeness is the very being, the very life, the very essence of who you are. Truly, you are made in the image and likeness of God. This moment is a defining moment for each one of you. In this moment, you will pledge to allow your Christ light, your divine light, to shine forth. In this moment, yet within your heart, I now invite you to commit yourself to Spirit, that you will no longer allow fear or doubt or resentment or unforgiveness or any other false beliefs or lack or limitation to control you. From this moment forward, I invite you to commit to allowing Spirit, God, universal consciousness, whatever you choose to call it, to express itself fully and freely through you, by your choice to align yourself with the divine principles of peace, of happiness, and abundance. Ernest Holmes, in this thing called You, which is just a magical, wonderful book, said, "The Spirit within me makes all things new. Every negative thought or condition is now erased from my experience. I am aware of my union with good. I am conscious of my oneness with life. I expect more prosperity, more happiness, more harmony than ever before. I walk in the joy of ever-increasing good." In a moment, I will individually bless those who desire by dipping a rose in water. And we like to call it holy water, but it's holy Modesto water. So, because all water is holy, isn't it? Why are we all in the world of holiness? The water symbolizes the flow of life, the flow of clarity, and the flow of wisdom through you. The rose, always a symbol of love, today symbolizes the divine love that is always guiding you from within. Rich is going to help us stay organized by inviting the rose to come up. I think which way we're having them come up, this side, and come back down this way. Okay.
Start in the back.
Yeah, that would probably be the best way to do that. So,
Want me to help with that, or
I can do this.
okay.
So, but you can be first if you would like.
Oh,
Yeah, let's show us.
Sure.
Show us.
I'll be the guinea pig.
Okay. Would you like to pick a color?
I will pick
Go with the purple. Okay.
purple and take every one that clears out.
All right. I have to grab this here. All right. So. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are.
Thank you.
Okay. So.
Anybody in this back room who wants to
You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. Good morning. It's beautiful. You're standing on the wholeness, excuse me, it's tripping on me now. On the holy ground of being, I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. standing on the holy ground of being, I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. You are standing on the holy ground of being, I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness that you are. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness that you are. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness that you are. I can choose a rose and receive a blessing. You are standing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness that you are.
Oh, it's okay.
Which color would you like?
Yellow.
Yellow. You are playing on the holy ground of being. I bless the fullness and the wholeness that you are. So it is.
Thank you for playing so beautifully.
Wasn't that lovely?
It was a song called Freedom of Forgiveness.
How perfect. Another synchronicity moment. I love that. So take a moment to turn to your neighbor and bless them. And together we bless this center as a whole. And so it is.
So it is.